Flies this the week that Brad Maynard comes back into the side.
Yeah, finally we can declare him fit and available. It wasn't quite there last week as I addressed, but this week he'll play.
No Steele out there today, is he all right?
Steele's a bit ill. He's got the man flu at the moment, and he's not well. So I think he's unlikely to play. It's probably a bit early to completely rule him out, but I'd say he'd be unlikely.
Bobby Hill returns, does he, and how is he feeling?
Yeah, it was great to see Bobby back today. We haven't seen him around for a few days, and trained really well, and we're excited to have him back. He's a day-to-day thing at the moment. We're not sure if he'll be available this week, but it's really pleased to see him back at the club.
Tom Mitchell strung together a good month of footy in the VFL. It's been emergency a couple of times. Is he far away, or will he play again soon?
Yeah, he's put a good body of work together, and that was what I sort of sat down with him about 6 weeks ago. I said, come on, mate, we need to... it's more, not so much fitness now, it's about performance, and he's been getting tagged heavily at VFL footy, but he's been performing really well, and his magnet will be around the mark this week, I'm sure.
How much of a lift do you get having Jeff back around the place today?
Yeah, it's great to see him. I haven't seen him for a little while. He's looking really well, and we got a great connection. We've had so many good memories that we've shared together, and it's really good to see him around the place, and all the players the same. Is he gone again, is he? Yeah. Okay.
On the field, just talk about the lift that Maynard gives you, not only a damn good half-back, but vice-captain, and, that, I guess, to put it politely, that spirit he brings to the contest.
Yeah, he's definitely our emotional barometer, and he fires us up, and you get to see today in training, he's just gritting the teeth, holding a few things back for Friday night, but he's an inspirational leader, and the boys just love playing with him.
Will Darcy be the sort of lone big man down there with Billy Frampton out?
We may go a bit smaller this week. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what selection decides. But it might look like a little bit different with Frampton out and Bruzzy back in. We'll just see how that plays out.
Did you feel like you maybe went in a little bit tall on the weekend against West Coast? It was a difficult situation probably coming out last season.
Well, the reality, we wanted to reward the behaviour at VFL, and Charlie, his performances warranted an opportunity, and we just sort of lived with it a bit. We try to maybe, if you look at the game times, just rest Darcy Cameron a little bit more, and Dan played a bit more ruck. So, we didn't want to be in the business of flirting with things, but we wanted to see what it looked like, and got a little taste of it.
Obviously, it's been a pretty rough patch for Carlton in recent times. Your good mate, Bossy, is there any sympathy at all for him?
This is rivalry round, mate. I love my mate, and I always will, but this is one of those weeks that we both know we don't text each other, we don't call each other, and we just get to work. And I'll show it every time we play Carlton. I show a video or a version of a video of this 100-year rivalry and what it's meant to our club, and we don't shy away from it. We step right into it, and we got to come. We got to come ready to play. And I'm sure over those 100-odd years of playing each other, there's been many stories like this one at either club. But you still just get this game that they'll turn up for, and we expect that.
What does the rivalry mean to you?
Well, us the fans.
Well, I want to know what you make. What do you make of it?
Oh, it's just one of those ones. It's like Anzac Day. The teams, just doesn't matter where you're on the ladder. There'll be just this fierce want and desire to play well against this team, and it's just historic. It's in the DNA of this club. You put the jumper on. There's a Carlton Collingwood rivalry. It's real.
How much of this weekend is a bit of bottom nine roulette, top nine playing bottom nine? Someone's going to slip up, right?
I honestly don't know that, Roger. I don't know that. Is that a real thing?
That's the threat that you're going to get from a side like Carlton.
Oh no.
Of the ladder.
Yeah, well, this is any week, mate. We're process driven. So you go, okay, any week we playing West Coast last week. Geez, they played well.
Yeah.
And then you go, I said it here. They're playing better than what maybe the external world's given credit for, but the things we look for, they're playing pretty well. So you've got to turn up. We're going to have to turn up, no doubt that.
Just to stay on Carlton just for a second, and maybe not surprised that this is the week that Jeff...
Yeah, why don't you ask your dad what the rivalry means?
Oh, exactly.
He texts me after the game going, all right, well done, but you know what next week means?
Exactly. Well, I was going to say, are there any Peter Dacos's or anything like that give you a message through the week going, this is the one?
Your dad did. Yeah, Dad did. He always does, and... because it does. It means a lot. It does. I was laughing about it, but it does. And again, every time we play this mob, we got to turn up.
Do you still get excited for the big Friday nights?
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. We're raring to go. It's only Tuesday. Well, we've got a couple more days just to calm down a little bit, but we're excited for what's coming.
What have you made of Carlton this season? Because there was a lot of expectation on the side. They've got, you know, a dual Brownlow medalist, they've got Coleman medalists, it's all Australians. Have they underperformed?
Oh, well, you have to ask them. But I know the one we're coming up against is that their very best is a high contest, very good at clearance, and hard to score against. That's been a consistent part of the year. You know, I think there's a few reasons around last week. Now, I'm not making excuses for us. I never will, but I'll make some for them. 5-day break and a travel over there with a lot of guys carrying injuries. You get a bit of a performance that they were underwhelming. And I think that this week in particular that they'll be, you know, those guys won't be as sore potentially. And, you know, 5 days is hard to come up. So we'll be better be ready for it.
There's a theory going around you might be looking to move the ball a bit quicker and attack the corridor a bit more.
Oh, no.
True or false?
No, I'm not sure where that's come from. We're always in the business of trying to improve ourselves, constantly looking at our offence and our defence. We were wrapped last week to keep the opposition to 59 points. So sort of at times we probably didn't use the ball. The decisions weren't as good as what we potentially have in previous weeks, but we corrected it at half time. You know, we win the second half by 37 points and they kicked 14 or 15 points. So that, you know, for that turnaround we were pleased with, but we've got work to do.
2.5 games cleared on top of the ladder. Is that something you speak about internally, and how do you address? You'd hope there's no complacency creeping in, but is that something you address?
No. You'd be worried if you had to. We're in the business of improving ourselves daily. You know, we've got it written on the wall. You know, we're here to act like winners every day, and we're trying to get it better every day. And so that's our motto. And you know, we train really well in the conditions again, and now we bounce into the gym work and do PBs in the gym, and then we just pick a squad and then attack what we need to do.
But does it give you a bit of extra leeway with selection and making sure players are extra fit, I guess, this time of year?
We're learning good lessons from the past. You know, and just reflect the last couple of years. This time of year, we haven't performed well, and there's been some reasons and reviews long gone that we want to just keep improving. You know, this is winter. I said it was, you get a summer sport. We had that early, and then you got into autumn, and then we're in winter footy. It's different. It's harder to change directions out there, and you know, you saw the Melbourne game at King's birthday. It was hard to move the ball. You know, so you've got to have contests, and hence why this week's a really important week against Carlton.
Jacob Ryan and Will Hayes both in moon boots after the VFL game on the weekend. You got
Yeah. Unfortunately, Jacob's got a stress reaction in his 5th metatarsal, and he's having an operation right now. So he'll miss the rest of the season. So that's sad for the young lad. He's had a good VFL season, and then young Will Hayes he's got himself up to, looks like he's going to be a chance to play.
How far's Tom Mitchell away? He looks fit.
Yeah. I just sort of mentioned his magnet's getting closer and closer. This sort of game suits Tom, so we'll see how that plays out.
Lockie Schultz another week or two away. How's he going?
Yeah, Lockie was tracking to potentially be available this week, but he's been sick as well, so he's got a bit viral stuff going on and couldn't quite get there. We'll hopefully be back later in the week to set him up for, again, maybe next week.
Are there any other players impacted by this sickness? A bit of flu going through.
Big Illaroo got gastro while he was away, so he's touch and go for this week in the VFL too. So yeah, it's this time of year, isn't it? It is, and you've got to have a good depth of a list and players ready and hungry to play when they get their chance.
How's Geordie tracking?
Question.
Geordie got a concussion in the fundamentals, so he left the track. So it's a bit of a sad one for Geordie. He's just starting to get there, and he's obviously going to be in the protocols for 10 to 14 days, whatever it looks like.